So we are going live.
I see that. We are going live with
Live.
Dasha. So
Woo!
glad to have you here. So glad to have you with me and all of you out there. I have to keep looking at that camera. Forgive me because my eyes will be all over the place. But it doesn't mean that my heart is not here with you all. Okay? So with Dasha. So let's see. Dasha, can you please tell me, because I am really curious about this. I heard from you when we chatted previously that it took you 7 years to write your book, put it together. I think it's so amazing because I still don't have one book written, but I need you to help me with that one day.
So here's
But
the book.
can you?
I'll move it over here. Here's the book.
Oh
So
yes, yes.
yeah, so this
So
book, this first book, it took me 7 years to write. Yes.
what's the name of the book?
It's called The Girl with the Buddha Tattoo, and it's your guide to manifesting love, awakening, and freedom. Here, I'll move it over. Yes. And it's funny that like a lot of people think that you got to wait until the end of your life to write a book when you have had enough money in the bank account, and then you are going on a trip around the world, and then you can write your memoir because you've saved up enough money and you have enough experience to do it, right? I mean,
Right, right. But you know what? Who knows when the end of our life? So we don't know. So why to wait, right? So tell us what got you there and how did it all started? If it's not too sensitive
I
to
love
talk
that.
about it.
I love that. So may I first share a little bit of the story, and it's because the story is going to lead into how. Is that cool?
I love it. Do you love
So
it? Would you
I
like
love
to hear more?
I love it. Do you love it? Yes. So what I heard once, and I forgot who said it exactly, but he said the greatest tragedy is not death. What is it, Dasha? Say, what is it, Dasha? It's living life without a purpose, right? And what
Right.
I like to say, and Aileen Wilder taught me this, is procrastination is something to destination. Oh my God, totally blinked out.
Oh my
procrastination,
gosh.
procrastination, here we go, is the
Procrastination is a
assassination of
assassination,
the destination.
assassination of the destination, right?
Yes, yes.
I
Procrastination
like
is the
the
assassination of
rhythm.
the.
I like that. I like that.
So
Time.
2014, my mom was diagnosed with stage 4B cervical cancer, and it was really hard.
Mm.
And on her deathbed, I remember it and I could feel it like it was yesterday. I kept looking at her and I couldn't believe I said the words. I said, Mom, you ruined my life. Oh my God, who says that to somebody who's on their deathbed? Like, whoa. And she said something that changed my life and changed my story forever. She said, my brothers abused me when I was little.
Oh my gosh.
Do you ever find yourself in like the worst possible situation in your life? But then that situation brings forth to different levels of awareness, different realizations, different
Mhm.
aha moments that you're like, oh. So that was such a moment for me when I realized that the abuser was once abused. So she didn't know how to love me. So I looked for love at the bottom of the bottle. I looked for love in sex, drugs, alcohol, escaping reality, trying to change my state.
Mhm.
Do you guys watching this right now resonate with the fact that, like, you have a hard day at work, so you complete work and all you want to do is have a drink, to reward yourself for living life? But in reality, it's like an escape. So then I started to transform so fast right after she passed that people were like, are you writing a book? Are you writing a book? Long story short, the book wrote me, And it took 7 years. And what I discovered within the first 4 years is how to tune into channeling abilities, to be able to just be a conduit for God consciousness, what you call it, like to stream of consciousness to flow through.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever have like these times that like you feel this like complete connection with all there is and you're like, oh my God, whoa, how did I forget life was so amazing? This is the moment, this is the moment. Like tap your chest, like every time there's like this moment, right? We gotta like tap the chest and be like, oh my God, this is the moment, this is the moment. So my whole life, the system was led me to believe that I needed to have work hard, complete all these check boxes, have this education, but I still found myself unfulfilled, having a six-figure salary at 26, living in a high-rise Mercedes Benz. I was still unfulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
So at this moment, I realized that if life can be taken in the snap of a finger, what's my purpose here? Do you ever like find yourself thinking like, whoa, is there more to this life than the life that I'm living? Right? So like
Yes.
we said,
What did you discover? Because
I,
how long did this
I
take you, like
discovered
this journey?
that this writing process is actually the most powerful gift we can give to ourselves when it comes to transforming for the dots to connect.
Okay.
And the reason why we have like dysfunctional relationships or we keep attracting unwanted circumstances is because we haven't fully learned how to love ourselves, every part of ourselves. And having your own book, the writing process, is the most powerful transformational tool after have been doing the psychedelics, meditation, landmark forum, Tony Robbins. Having my own book was the most powerful thing that helped connect all the dots and hence led to now fulfilling a relationship, fulfilling life, living on the beach, business that I love. And you may ask me why? Because of the story, right?
I I totally hear you. I do not have experience with writing book myself yet, so I can only say what I have experience with, but it is very cathartic to put things down, to write things down. And sometimes when life hits you, right? Especially when life hits you like with some difficult things. And usually when that happens, it all happens, right? Like shit happens like at the same time, often. And then it's like,
Mm,
what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
yeah,
How will I get myself out of this? Right. So
yeah.
I found very helpful to me, although I was not writing a book, but just like, okay, let's write these thoughts down. Whatever was haunting me or whatever was bothering me, or I felt like I must not forget about this. Whenever I would put it down in writing, something inside happened. And I felt
Mm,
more free, like more free. And I just got my confidence back too, like you got this, Olina, you got this under control and you're fine, and you will just go with the flow, you will go with it. And that's very helpful. So I do understand that part of like you putting it, your words, whatever was inside of you, the trauma, and
mm,
the your previous life experience, whatever was there, whatever you were fighting with and using different, I don't know, substances or whatever, we grab something to help us, right?
mm.
To get through this. You just magically took a pen and started to write your story down, and things changed. Tell us more. Tell us more.
So it wasn't, hold on, let me zoom out a little bit. Wow,
I
it's just
see. I
right.
see you're bigger now. Yes.
I know, right? Hold on. Oh my goodness, I'm learning how to use this new
I'm
camera.
still like a midget here, but it's okay. I'm fine with it. as long as I have my crown above.
Yeah, you do. Oh my God, now I don't know how to zoom it out. Lol.
We
Yeah,
can see you, Dasha. We can
they
see you
say
and we can hear you. So
they say
please.
if it could happen, it will happen, right? Like all the tech stuff. Like
Hmm.
you think that you have it all figured out, but all these tech things, they're just gonna keep.
You made me feel so much better because I am such a not so techy person. Okay, I have all kinds
There we
of
go.
knowledge, but this is just not my strong side. So I do get frustrated with technology. But you know what? You don't need to know everything, but you
No.
need to know people who would help you with that.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm. I love tech because I learned to love tech. But the reason why um, I love sharing these abilities that I have now that have been given to me by God's source, or I tuned into, or how would you say, unique gifts that have unleashed from inside of myself,
hmm.
um, is because one day I had a woman approach me 2 years ago, and she was like, "Could you help me write a book?" And I said, I don't know. I've only written for myself. And then everything inside of me was like, no, you don't want to help somebody else. It took you 7 years. It's so hard. Do you ever find yourself not wanting to help somebody with something because it was so hard for you to do that something?
I
And
can
then so
relate.
then you make like then you say like, oh, I don't want to help people with that because it was so hard for me. So you make like this generalization that just
Hmm.
because it was hard for you to do it on yourself for yourself, that it's going to be hard for you to do it or help other people with it.
Hmm. Yep.
But
I
then
totally get it.
the other side of us is like, wait, surrender, surrender, surrender. Everybody say surrender.
Surrender.
And it was like, okay, wait, you gotta share the gift. When you have a gift inside of you, or you tune into something, if you don't share that gift, guess what?
Guess what? So what?
What's gonna happen when you don't share your gift? That means like your your spirit, like your higher self, the you that's inside of you, it's gonna slowly die,
It's hiding.
right?
It's hiding. It's basically hiding inside of you. And I think if we want to live our lives into like live our lives in fullest, I think I believe that if we let things out the way we are, the way we feel too, and we forget about the fear. We all have a lot of fears inside and insecurities, and it's normal, it's okay. But I believe like as we will allow that to go out and just connect more with our inner selves, we will find our purpose. And sometimes it takes years, so sometimes it takes months. Some people will never find it because they just refuse to, they just stay hiding, you
They,
know.
they refuse to say yes to doing things that they're uncomfortable doing.
Exactly.
So the reason why I was sharing the story, may I, if you don't mind, is because when I showed up to the Zoom, when I surrendered, right?
Hmm.
Like I didn't know what was gonna happen. And how many of you watching right now are like, I need to know everything that's gonna happen in order to go to the next step, right? But
Right.
that's a false illusion lie. If you knew everything that was gonna happen, life would be so boring because you wouldn't leave
Exactly.
any room for
Yes.
magic. And the
Exactly.
only reason why we're alive is because we want to see magic,
Magic.
right? We want to see creation. We want to see how thoughts become things, how to overcome things, how to become things. So I showed up to this Zoom with this lady who's close to 60 years old and who had a story she needed to share. And
Mhm.
suddenly I hit record, and we both closing our eyes, and I start asking her questions. I don't even know what I'm saying. And she starts answering the questions, and one thought after the other. I'm sitting there, I'm crying, I'm
Wow.
vibrating. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening right now? And she's
She just
channeling these answers.
she let go. She let
Sure.
go. Right. She just let it. She allowed herself. Maybe she needed like maybe she felt like she needs permission,
But
you
she
know?
also needed to be asked the right questions and
Mhm.
feel safe and feel held and like feel supported in the process, right? Because then when I opened my eyes, it was like almost 40 minutes went by and I was like, we just got a quarter of your book done.
Wow. That's awesome. I love this. It's awesome.
So then, because it took me so long, I've worked with the wrong coaches. I spent thousands of dollars, but ultimately, I found through this process the right editors, the right formatters for Kindle, like for ebook, for paperback, for hardcover, for Audible. Like I went through so many people, and this is what I offer also with my VIP section with the people that come to write their book with me without writing, is this little black book of contacts that took
Mm.
me years and trials and tribulations and so many different people. You know, when you work with the wrong people, it gets
Oh,
so
I
frustrating.
could I could write my books about that. Yeah, my own
Yeah.
books. Yeah.
So then, like, there's a shortcut. Everybody say there's a shortcut.
Shortcut.
Everybody say there's an easy way.
Oh,
Like, I wish somebody had approached me 5 years ago and said, there's an easy way, Dasha. Come with me. I'll help you complete your book so you don't go back in it and spin your wheels.
that's
Everybody
awesome.
said, there's an easy way.
We all are looking for easy way after all, like trying all the like this or that. Oh, you have to do this and you have to learn 757 applications to complete this and you have to do this and that. Whoa, what a relief if someone brings you the system that you can actually proceed and you can complete something that is so valuable for you,
Mhm.
like in so much less time. And
Somebody say,
probably
system,
probably
system.
also in like not you don't need to spend like zanzillion of money on it too, like in those like what you would spend in years, right? Over the years, like trying to do that. But the problem is like that when people like are like kind of like delaying things or procrastinating for whatever reason, right? We all do it. But when that is happening, the thing is like it's like people usually just don't do it at the end of the day. They just get discouraged. So if there's a system when you can do something in a shorter, like compressed time with an expert,
Mhm.
that's the way to do it. And how do I know? I haven't written book with Dasha yet, but I've met Dasha. I've talked to Dasha like about this topic so much, and one day I will join you too. But I know because it's like we learned so much from our mentor, Eileen Wilder, right, about all this, and it's just like spot on. So, yeah, procrastination is definitely not helping anyone.
Assassination to the destination is what she says. And I love a cool story that she has about a fly also. Like, there's a fly that's flying around trying to get out through a window. He sees the light, but he can't get through. But there's an open door to the right, but he's going still in the direction of the glass where he can't get through. Just let me try harder, let me try harder, let me try harder. How many of you have been taught this false belief that if you try harder, you'll make more money? How many of you have thought if you study more, you'll make more money?
Mhm.
Now, is it true? No, because then the janitor would be rich because the janitor works really hard, but the janitor is not rich, right? So there's an open door. Say there's an open door.
There's an open door.
And there's like all these ideas and people that can help manifest these ideas, but we got to make a decision. If you're resonating right now with this message, drop a line, say hello, let us know if you're watching live, if you're watching the replay. And if you feel resonance towards somebody and they have something that you believe could help you with the next step, You got to get in the room. You got
Get in
to
the room.
get in the
Get in
room.
the
Vibration, and the vibration, it will lead you faster to your destination.
It is amazing. It feels amazing when we get to the right room with right people and
Yes.
all of the things. And you know, when that happens, you just know.
And things
And
happen so fast.
mhm.
Like boom, 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 boom. It's like we can spin our wheels to. I used to do this, okay? Like I used to try to figure out how to hack the system without paying the money to acquire the knowledge, the wisdom, and the vibrational frequency that I needed.
Okay,
Why?
tell us more.
Because I just wanted to save the buck.
Sure.
But you know what happens is you try to save at the expense of years and years and years and hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars. So here you are trying to save, but really you could be making, like you could be creating it if you're giving the right tools. Somebody say the right tools.
Give me right tools, please, Dasha. Give me right tools.
And I'll say, and here's me being vulnerable. Like I thought that I knew how to create a masterclass. And I did it a bunch of times over the last like 2 years before I really understood how to do this, because I got in the room with people that have done it before, that taught me exactly what to do to have the results that I wanted. So spending a little money makes a lot more, because it's also the community. Like when you get in the right rooms with the right people, you now have a community. Like imagine coming into a room with everybody who knows that they're in 2.5 days, they're walking away with their own book.
Oh my gosh, so much energy, so much creativity there. And like the basically like-minded people, like with the same purpose, right? Like to create the same goal there, like together. And there's something I don't know how to explain it, but it's like that the level of energy there is just amazing. And somehow that helps it, like what is it like the waves, like the energy waves, right? Like when it's like high, like positive, or when you are in the room like where everyone is grumpy, then everyone gets grumpy. It works the same way. Like if there's someone like really like creative, like so much creative, it's just amazing. Then you yeah, it's like, did I really think of this? Wow.
But it's
So
also
it's
like it's bigger, it's even bigger than that. Like if you remember that everything's energy, vibration, frequency, right? Like you're getting in the
frequency. That's
room,
the word I was looking for. Frequency. Thank
you're
you,
getting
Dasha.
in the room with the frequency that you need to get to the next level.
Hmm.
We are not meant to do this alone. If we were meant to do this alone, God wouldn't have created all these other people to help each other. Community is the new currency. When you are with like-minded people right now, you and I, we're leveling each other up. Like we're doing this, we're showing up, we're getting better. Like we are better right now than we were 10 minutes ago, because we're here. We're holding each other
Absolutely.
accountable, they're showing up, sharing each other's gifts. Right? We're not sitting and we're like, I'm gonna try to figure it out on my own. No, we're figuring it out together.
Together. Absolutely. And the thing is, like, I don't know, like there are a lot of people that are fine, like being in part of community and doing things like collaborating together. But I have to say, like myself, I can do this on my own. I can do this. This was me like year ago. Okay. I can do all that. And then I don't know how much I wasted so much time just because I thought that I can do this. Well, maybe I can, but it will take me 10 years to figure it out, probably, like what all I need to do. And with the right people, at the right room, you can compress all that time and get much more, because like more people, like-minded people know more and they can help you,
Right.
and you can help them too. It's amazing, like sometimes when we say to each other things that are not like difficult for us, or we just say something and they're like, that's it, thank you for saying that. How many of you like have experience with that, like someone would say something and that other person would be like, really, I'm glad that it helps. Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So,
Yes. So it's like and how many of you guys and maybe you, Alina, like you've attended something maybe like 10 years ago and you really wish that that person sold you, because then you wouldn't keep spinning your wheels over and over again. Like I went to a seminar 10 years ago where the woman was standing in the front of the room and she said, do live events, do live events, do live events, do live events. But I didn't get it through my thick, beautiful skull because she didn't sell me. I didn't buy from her. So then I went on and now 10 years like doing other things and I'm going back to now live events.
so what do you mean? Like she did not sell you? She was not
She
selling
did
you? I
it
mean,
not in a way that I bought. I didn't buy.
oh,
So this is like hence she done the right things for me to understand that I really needed to stay in the frequency, stay in the vibration, stay in the momentum that I would save myself 10 years.
yeah,
So this
yeah.
is, I feel like our responsibility is like, if somebody had told me that they could help me finish this book sooner, like I was making $120,000 when I walked away from corporate and with on this book mission. 7 years, that's over $700,000.
There you go. Yeah, I
So
get
it's
it.
like you want to shortcut the time so you can go out and make more money. Like a book is a story, it's an avenue, it's the best business card there is. And for a lot of people, it's such a big elephant, like it was for me. And this is why it took me so long. And there's probably like 10 books inside of the first book I made. I have 7 books now, but there's probably 10 books in there because I didn't understand how to get myself out of the story,
Mm-hmm.
how to just let it go and move on to the next thing. Like, yes, it helped me understand myself, but I didn't have the right support to be held, to be sucked out of the story, if that makes sense.
I get that. Yeah. I wanted to like kind of like get back to what you said, like you can make so much money, right? Like in a short time. But
Yes.
it got me thinking like for many people actually the fact that they can write their story down is not about money
Right.
too, So some people yes, but some people just want to put that story out for them as maybe as a healing process or just the part of themselves that just need to be expressed.
Yes.
And that's so it's not always about money. I look at it these days like, well, we sometimes like we are like, oh, money, we have to go after. No, it's like a side effect or side bonus to it, like when that comes, right? And then it's like, okay, and that tells you that you are doing things right, that you
So
are
there's
doing things
there's like
right.
3 reasons why people write a book. I was just thinking about that today, so it's
Okay,
funny you
please
brought it up.
tell
Yeah,
us what are the
there's
reasons.
there's there's 3 reasons, and wherever you're watching from, whenever you're tuning in, let me know which one it is for you. So reason number one is the book serves as a healing process to connect the dots. And that healing process, because you actually have to be the one writing it down, is the one that's going to help you get to higher levels of awareness and to understand how to love yourself, like what your story is, what the universal stories are, and how to forgive really fully your mom, your dad, past relationships. So a book can be used as an asset for healing. For a lot of people I know that have been corporate, worked their whole life, they're missing this element of fulfillment.
Mhm.
So that's one avenue to work toward on a book as a conduit of transformation through the writing process, and being held by the right person who's done it before would just help you through the emotions to get to where you want to go faster.
And I like what you just said, like being held by the right person. And
By the
Dasha,
mother, for all
Dasha
the
has a heart
mothers.
of gold, and I know it's just like, and truly when she says that, being held by hand, like to get through those steps, and knowing that you can open up and just work it through together.
Yes. Yes.
It's just, I can
When you
totally see it. Yes,
when
absolutely.
you when you work on something, it's like becoming naked. It's like the whole world will know the truth. Yes. Then
But
you will
naked
know.
like in a comfortable way, right?
Yeah,
Not like
naked,
naked like being like insecure or like, oh,
naked
it's
in a way of like whole truth and nothing but the truth.
the true
Yes,
yourself, like in the,
your unique self, your true self, right? Because a lot of the times people say, "Oh, you can't put that in a book," because I had some editors that did that. Some people say you can't put in a book because it's not gonna sell because you said the word psychedelic or you said the word I had this sexual experience. But the truth is, you give people permission to pursue the path that they want to pursue when you are sharing authentically what you did to get to where you are.
yeah, that's power.
And it's like, if I don't have, who knows how much time I have on this earth, all I truly have is a story that I can share that could live way past a lifetime to say, I wanted to feel more fulfilled. I wanted to have better relationships. I wanted every day to wake up with joy on my face, knowing I'm living my purpose. And this is what the book helped create.
And it helps others, right, that are
Yes.
maybe battling with their own stories and
Yes.
their own trauma from childhood, or just
Yes.
growing up, and or adulthood. It doesn't matter. Trauma comes in all sizes and all ages.
Yes. So
So
that was the one avenue. One avenue is for healing purposes. And that
okay,
could take definitely a lot longer than just a weekend, which I was talking about.
sure,
Another
but people
avenue is
started, right,
right,
like,
right. The weekend is a great way to start it because you start to see that it's not such a big elephant, right? 85% of people want to write a book, and guess how many actually do it?
Oh, I love the fact that you mentioned like a big elephant, because that is one thing that I was using when I was in real estate, selling real estate, and the whole process, like from A to Z. It was a huge elephant. Like when you look at the whole process, what all comes with it, what all has to be taken care of, I was like, it's an elephant. So what helped me was thinking of it as an elephant, but like taking piece by piece, just focusing on little things, because all is taken in steps. And it's great if there is a system that worked successfully for someone who tested it, and then you can follow it.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes.
the funny thing is like we can start with a small one. Like there are so
Mm,
many beautiful small books that get like to the point fast. And then you see that it's actually not a big elephant, like the 5 steps too, because whatever you've learned is gonna help somebody else.
true,
See what I
true.
mean?
And everyone has their own pace too, so there's no force, there is nothing like, not you, everyone can feel like comfortable in their own skin and just like doing the things their own pace, with which they will be comfortable, because everyone is at a different uh, time of their life or situation, so absolutely, yeah.
Mhm. So what I like to say is that like if you have a story inside of you, sorry about the baby,
I hear you, baby. I
the
hear you,
story
baby.
wants to come through. Like this, there's, and it's like sometimes you're thinking like that it's supposed to take you like all these years in order to make that story come true. When in reality, if it wants to come through, you gotta let it out, right? You gotta find the person that's gonna help you let it out.
Right.
Because and this is ultimately what fulfillment is learning how to trust that voice that's inside of you that's telling you this is what you got to do,
Yeah.
you
It's
know
beautiful. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Really. Um, yeah. I
So the
totally
so the,
agree with
the
that,
book
trusting
is
that inner voice,
voice.
right?
Yeah. So the, the book, so what I mentioned is that it could be a long process for healing, connecting the dots. It could be a short book to get to the point about a lesson that you have learned, right?
Okay.
Like, and that short book could be an entry point to conversations, to business. It could be like a little planner that will be connected to like the next step, to have people like come and reach out to you. A book can connect you with the outside world in such a way that nothing else can, because it's omnipresent. Because when somebody's reading a book, it's like they're having conversation with you, but in their own way of processing it. So you're
Like,
talking to the person, the you inside of you. You're talking to their inner self through that book. Do you see what I mean?
yeah, it all starts like inside. It's like I remember like times when I would be like just like going from day to day and doing things just like that, and then one day I was like, I can't do this anymore like that. And it's like, I think when I hit 30, that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna start listening to myself. I'm gonna start to
Mhm.
what is coming from inside, and ever since that happened, I was always on the right path. I mean,
Mm.
sometimes I would go a little bit to the side, right, left, right, but only when I kind of ignored what my inner voice was saying. So whenever you stick to your true yourself and are willing to listen to it, then you can go wrong. You just can't go wrong.
But a lot of times it's uncomfortable, you know? Like a lot of times it's like it doesn't make sense. Or a lot of times you're like, oh, but wait, like I can't put all this money toward this thing. Like, what if I don't have more coming in? Like, there's well, I heard recently something that blew my mind. If you don't mind, I share.
Please.
It's a what is the opposite of love?
Hate, is it?
That's what I thought too.
Oh,
But
and it's not
it's actually fear,
really.
because everything that's love, it means it's genuine. It means you're trusting. It means you have faith. Why
Hmm.
else are we alive than to realize how to have faith in something so much bigger than ourselves? But if you are afraid, if you have fear, that means you don't have trust. It means you don't have faith.
It's very interesting the way you put it. Although I have to say, like, I think fear is natural to us too. And then fear for many people pushes us forward, like to do things. Or on the other side, fear stops a lot of people to do things.
Yeah,
And
because it's paralyzing, but it's
it is very much,
two
yes.
sides
And
of the same coin. So the coin, you flip it. Either are you love right now, or are you fear right now? Because you can't have half. You can't even have a quarter fear. You can't even have one tenth of fear. You either have full faith, or you have doubt and anxiety. And
yeah, that's
the
not
way I
good.
like the way I like to say it is that if you have doubt and anxiety, that means that you are not taking the action steps that you know you need to be taking. Because how many of you feel that, like, when you know that you did your best that day because you've done the things that you're uncomfortable doing, you did point a one forward, that when you go to sleep, you're like, I know I did my best in my heart. So you don't have anxiety, you don't have stress, because you know you did your best.
It feels like relief. It's just like peace,
Yes,
more freedom,
yes.
right?
And the only way to get to peace and to freedom is to understand what's not that, right?
What I keep telling myself sometimes is, well, not sometimes, quite often, because I mean, fear is around. Fear is in us too, right? Like especially about unknown stuff, like when we are like afraid of or uncomfortable to proceed on some stuff. We know that that's the right path, but we are just like afraid to just push that button and go into those waters, right?
And sometimes, people say, what is it, false evidence appearing real? Acronym for fear. So it's not actually real.
It's just in our head.
Imagine. It's an imagined unwanted outcome. But it's like, okay, now you're imagining an unwanted outcome to something that hasn't even happened yet. Somebody say, oh, snap.
Oh, snap. That's true. It's so true, though. I love that.
Why not imagine a positive outcome? Why not imagine and be like a kid in a Christmas that's like, oh my God, I can't. What is gonna happen? I'm so excited. What's underneath the tree?
Yes.
Oh, this money is here. I know it. Like, why not be a kid again and remember that there's all of these gifts right around, and all you gotta do is just get excited about it and let it in. Somebody say, let's get excited and let it in.
Get excited and let it in. Just believe in it. It's like the manifestation part of it, right? Like it's so amazing and it really works. I mean, I started doing that like few months ago and I'm like amazed like what all kinds of things are happening with that.
So the question is your vision clear? Because manifestation is about clarity, right? Like you got to have a clear vision. Like this is what I've been teaching people like for the last 10 years is how to have this clear vision. Because if you don't have clarity, you don't have power because you don't have belief. If you don't have clarity, you don't have power because you don't have belief. So clarity helps belief. Because you gotta constantly be, it's another now moment, right? Like all visioning is learning how to tune into another now moment and then make yourself believe that moment, make yourself know that moment, so that when it appears, you're like, I knew that was coming. I knew it already. Duh. Somebody say, I know. I don't believe. I know. I know. Because it's like, let me ask you a question, Alina. Do you believe that you can walk, or do you know that you can walk?
Both.
But you know it 100%. It's not that you have to remind yourself that you believe that you can walk. You know it.
I know it. Exactly.
That's how manifestation works. You got to get to a level of beyond belief to like, I know it without a shadow of a doubt. And I'm going to show it.
It's just amazing. And more clarity, more clear the vision is, right?
More power.
It's like it's something changes in your brain and it's just like it's happening. It's just like because your brain is like okay, and then your brain starts picking up on things like which you would never pick on before, right?
Yes.
And with more action, there is more clarity, right?
Yes. And this is why, like, some of the people that have done visioning with me before, like, this is how people get 100K investment. Like, things happen really fast when you have a clear vision. And then you do the embodiment work, bringing it into the body to really realize that you're not separate from your vision. And there's a reason why desires arise, right? Because the stream of consciousness or God or one, like whatever you believe in, is always communicating. Like our intuition is always coming through. But sometimes we push things away because we're like, oh, that's too much. What do you mean too much?
And who said that?
What if you're meant to move into that house? Right. It's that drunk monkey mind that we have been programmed like, oh, live within your means or blah, blah, blah. Like, you know?
Yes. And also like I was reading about this, like that our brain is like will like think like lizard brain, right? Like telling you like or like in the back of your mind will be telling you, no, you cannot do that. They are
You're
better
always
than
going
like
towards
that. There's so many that are doing this already. You shouldn't be doing this. And it's because your brain is not there to make you successful. Your brain is there to protect you, first of all.
right,
Protect you. It's a survival mode.
right.
Survival.
So then, okay. But what if there's nothing that's actually threatening you?
Right.
So it's like our brain was meant for the ages when there was a bear or a tiger coming to attack us. But we stayed in that mind mentality, even though no one's actually coming to attack us.
Yeah.
So
So
like
you
what
kind of have
everyone's
to
always
bypass,
like worst
right?
case scenario, survival. But this we're no longer in survival, right? So this is our job, and not only like the brain, like people think it's inside your body, but it's not. It's all outside.
Right. Yeah. It's amazing. This what's happening in our heads, and everything comes from our nutshell, right? Like it's like how we set it up there. I want to be happy, like just like I'm gonna stay positive no matter what, like, but sometimes like things will put you down anyhow. But it is like the if you learn the ways how to control it, you can snap out of that much faster.
Well, it's called shift focus,
There you go.
right? Like the fly that's like going into like a window where there's an open door. Like what if the fly just changed focus and stopped beating on the same drum that doesn't work?
Right.
And goes through the open door where the land of possibilities and collaborations and community and freedom and books and money. Somebody say there's an open door.
There's an open door. Thank you. More open door. We want more than one.
There's more than one open door, yes. And when the door opens, it's like, okay, you're flying, and then suddenly there's more opening doors. There's more collaboration, there's more possibility, there's more opportunities that we couldn't even see existed, like because we think that this is such a big elephant, that if we cross this bridge, that there's no other bridges to cross. You make your first you write your first book that you want, but you're passionate about doing another, or there's a new, like you make your first 6-figure day, and then you're like, okay, how do I make a 7-figure? Like there's always a new level, right? But you can't
Very
even see that there's more
yeah.
levels there because this is like
Yep.
such a big elephant.
At the beginning, right? It's like, wow. And you freeze, or you, what is it, freeze or fly away, right? Like like horses, like if there is a fear, like you just like disappear from the spot or from the situation, because that's oh, no, 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 no. But if you just take a deep breath and just like switch the shift, how do you call it? The shift the focus, right?
Yes, just focus. Like it shifts focus. Like because it's not what happens, it's about what you think about what happens.
Right.
So it's not like if you're poor, if you're rich, if you've already fulfilled what you needed to fulfill. It's how you feel about what it is. That you're creating the frame in your mind about a story, that you're creating a story about what it is. Like if you have this amount of money in your bank account, you've created a story that that's being poor or that's not enough. And that story creates anxiety. Not the fact how much there is, but how you feel about what it is. Because you're playing this comparison game. Oh, but it's not as much as someone else. Oh, but if I had more like this other person, or if I already had the books or whatever it is, oh, then I would be
Yeah, that's
fulfilled.
the favorite one. Yeah.
Where in reality, there is no then, there's only now. So everybody say there's only now.
There's only now, the present.
And there's an easier way. Collaboration, trusting your intuition, going towards something that's important to you, and ultimately sharing your story in whatever way you choose to share it, because stories, they connect us. Like how difficult it was for me to go through not having a good relationship with my mother, to learning how to heal myself fully through the writing process, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That was my path. And that's what I encourage everybody who's listening in. Like, when you have a path, you gotta keep going, no
Wow.
matter
Wow.
what. Just keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. It doesn't matter how long it takes. You become the person in the process that can have the thing. It's not about the the $1 million. You become the kind of person that knows how to create the million, how to create the book, how to create a new story for yourself, how to create a new idea of a relationship for yourself, right?
Wow. It's powerful. Powerful. Thank you for sharing your story. We got deep here. We went a little bit deeper than I thought that we would be going, but it's all right. It's
Yes.
all right.
And I
I
want to tell
think,
you guys, I was telling Alina before this session, I was like, can we go deep, please? And she's like, I don't know. It's my first time and I'm just starting this online game and I got to click. And I was like, you know what? Let's just go deep. Come on. She's like, you know what? Yeah, you're right. You're right. I can go deep. Let's go.
well, the thing is, I can go deep. I just didn't know that we will that like for the first time on like going live and all this. I'm not like, well, we are doing it. Okay, there we go. So I mean, I studied psychology and social psychology and sociology and all other stuff too. But so it's not that difficult for me to go deep, and I'm not uncomfortable with that, and I know that it is healing and very therapeutic for those that are involved, right, in the process. And hopefully Dasha's courage to speak from inside and sharing these difficult stories, hopefully it will reach out some of you looking into camera, some of you who need that help, who might need that help. So even if it would be just one person that story can help too.
Yeah.
So we are happy about that, right? So that would serve the purpose to help someone with this. So
Yes. And that's my favorite thing is a lot of people are like, I want to create this big impact. And I used to be there too. Like, oh, these people whose lives I need to change. And then again, it's an elephant. But it's like, wait, how can I make an impact in one person today, in this moment? Can I put a smile on one person's life? On one person's eyes, like crossing the street? Can I put a smile on that woman or that man or that person who picks up something I created? Like, if I did that, then that's it. I did it. So for me, like when I was writing, it was just about this one person who, like my old self, who used to look for love at the bottom of the bottle or the next drug or the next guy who I would sleep with. When in reality, love was never lost because it was always inside of me. But I just had to figure out and find it for myself, because we can only understand for ourselves by experience. We can hear the words, but it doesn't really sink in unless we go on the journey and really experience what it's like from inside ourselves.
wow, thank you.
So tell us a little bit about what you're doing. I saw your little thing, lady negotiator. What's up? Are you helping ladies negotiate, men negotiate
I'll
on their
help.
$1 million deals?
Well, I help anyone who needs my help, but my focus is on ladies because I noticed that a lot of ladies do have problem with negotiation, and I'm not talking negotiation as bargaining about something. Negotiation in a way like a smarter communication and asking for things what you want in your life, what you want and deserve, and you are worth, at corporate, if you work at that, because I have experience from corporate, I have experience from private business, I have experience from real estate, where I really tuned my negotiation skills, especially dealing with high-ranked military officials and mostly men. So it's all good, and it only helped me to improve my negotiation and sales skills, because my expertise is sales, both sales and negotiation. And also, like, to add, like, just for fun of it and beauty of it, like, because I love to connect with people, and I've been very fortunate to meet really, really, really great people, and some offered me open doors, like we were talking about that opening door. So, right, some of them opened the doors for me, like in really interesting places. And if I would be scared, well, maybe I was, but I did it anyhow. I just went for it. So I had my latest experience before I started online business last year. I started doing offline like 5 years ago. I'm on communication team that helps to um, improve communication skills, build rapport, um, helps with de-escalation of conflict situations, like in for agents, like government agencies, like Secret Service, DEA, Homeland Security. So that's all I can say. I cannot say any more about that, and I'll leave it there. But what I want to say is that it's a really neat experience, because it opens my eyes, like in a different perspective also, and it gives me opportunity to work mostly among men, so it gives me like the experience, like the negotiation communication level, like with law enforcement officers too. So that makes it a nice package, corporate, private.
Who's your perfect type of client? If they were
That's a
seeing
great
this video right
question.
now, who is the perfect type of person that's like, whoa, I need her help. I'm gonna go reach out.
Perfect type is I would say women entrepreneurs that want to start selling for more money, and maybe are trying, like, to just be dealing with, like, they're selling for free, or I mean, doing things for free or for low ticket, and basically, like, okay, but my knowledge is worth more, and I can sell for more. I know it, but maybe they are afraid to ask for, maybe they don't know how. So what I do is I help them to, first of all, I help them to improve negotiation skills. I help them to create high ticket offer with their bombshell skill they have. And then with that, and with a better improved knowledge of negotiation skills, they gain more confidence, and that it is easier to get out there on that market and ask for what they want, and get what they want and what they deserve. And then with that comes what? More money in the bank, and more time for themselves, more time for their family, for travel, whatever it is they desire in their life, because they deserve it. And I've seen it all.
My favorite thing that you said is I help women get more of what they want. Ooh, drop it like it's hot, drop it
That's
like it's hot.
exactly, that's my passion, actually. That is my, because I mean, I'm willing. Yeah, okay, I don't want to say I'm willing. I'm here for men too, and I don't discriminate. And being like previously, like in real estate, I definitely don't discriminate anybody. Okay, it's not me, it's not myself, but my main focus is to help women. Because why? Because women are the ones that need it, that I noticed they need it the most. I've seen it in corporate, I've seen it in business, I've seen it in real estate. Studies show that women just don't ask for more easily. And whenever, like, when they were doing studies, like, to compare, men just don't have problem to ask for more, and women always ask for less. when it comes for salary raise, for in corporate, when it comes for deals or whatever in contracts, they always ask for more. And it's like, why? It's just like encoded in us, like from previous times, because a lot of women don't want to be perceived as too aggressive or too demanding. It's like, it's just there, and it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. It's like, you can do it in elegant way. You can do it in elegant way that it does not come out as aggressive. You just know what you want, and you ask for it in an elegant way and steps I will show you.
Cool.
I will hold you by your hand, and I will show you how to do it. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's
love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
beauty of it. This is something I did not know, and I wish I would know this like 10 years ago. I didn't know that if I will have this skill, I call it a bombshell selling system. Okay, if I would have this, the combination of like knowing having the sales skill plus negotiation skill, and especially the negotiation skill, I thought it would be good, obviously, like for better sales, right? Like to get more money home, right? To mama and papa, to everyone at home. But it actually helps you also like to improve your relationship, because you know how to prepare for better communication with your partner, better communication with anyone that is really important for you, so you can improve or sometimes even repair relationships, and that is true value that I didn't see before. Because before I was like, okay, that will help me in corporate, it will help me like in business, but I didn't see what all comes with it. And it's just like amazing. It's amazing. There's so many things that I could talk about, and I could go on and on and on. But okay, so this is
time, yeah, for sure. So we've been on, oh wow, over an hour, and has this been fun or what? Woo!
Oh my goodness.
It's hot. Yes, yes. So if you enjoyed this, we would really love it if you let us know where you are enjoying this from and what downloads you've had. So how many of you would like to know more about what we do? So yeah. Awesome.
Say yes in the chat.
yes. So may I share with you a little bit about how we work with people? Yes? Cool. So I have created something called the Book Weekend. Whoa! And the system is not going to take you 7 years like it took me to get your first book out.
Yay.
So
helpful already.
It's going to take just 1 weekend. Whoa, somebody say, whoa. So,
wow, 1 weekend.
Simplified the process, of being able to channel through in our first session together all the chapters of the book and have a whole book ready to go, done in 1 weekend. And not only that, also to have a plan of what you're going to do with the book, how you're going to share that story to reach more people, and whether you're using it for personal and business, how to create a bigger impact with it. So if you're feeling it in your body right now that this is for you, I want to welcome you to join me to a free, incredible masterclass where I put this all together and I teach you all the secrets that I wish somebody taught me 5 years ago. Okay?
I love it.
And the secrets are all, it's to sign up. I only have a couple spots left. Go to thebookweekend.com. The next screen after that is the VIP, or if you already feel like a VIP, go to thebookweekend.com/VIP. In the VIP, I'm actually going to specifically encourage those that coming into the VIP to let me know what idea of a book they have, and we're going to do a one-on-one channeling, and you're going to see how it's actually done, so you can get all your questions answered. So there's no more elephant, right? There's just little step by step process.
It could be done without elephant.
Yes.
It's so good. It sounds awesome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Alina. This is so fun.
Thank you. And if any one of you could use my help, you can always find me. You can always find me at Facebook Lady Negotiator or Instagram Lady Negotiator. I have things coming, but I'm not gonna overwhelm you with that yet. Just follow me and everything you will find there. So I look forward to meeting some of you.
Yes. Was it fun? It's fun.
I hope it was fun, and I hope it was helpful to you guys. So please share. Let us know what else we could share with you, so that would be helpful to you. We would
Yeah.
love to do that. And
And
we,
everybody have an
yeah.
amazing Mother's Day.
Oh my gosh!
Whether
Yes.
you are a
Yes.
man, woman, child, sister, brother, we all have a mother or an idea of a mother. So whatever that idea of a mother is for you, feel the love, feel held, feel supported, and like hug yourself today, maybe deeper than you've ever hugged yourself before, and truly feel loved because you are amazing. Your story matters. You matter. You have gifts that change the world, and we are here to help you unleash them. So,
Exactly what she said. She said.
Jesus. Love and light. I love you. Love you. Love you all so much. Namaste. Bye.
Bye bye.